It's been nearly 2 months since a cargo ship crashed into a Baltimore bridge, knocking it down and killing 6 people. A major operation has just refloated the ship and is moving it away from the wreckage site. And this is a crucial step toward the reopening of the Port of Baltimore. Skyler Henry is near the site of the collision and joins us now. So, Skyler, walk us through how this operation played out.
Yeah, sure. Good morning, guys. This all began maybe about 2 hours ago. We're on the back half of this refloating process as the vessel is now going to be taken to a local marine terminal, the Seager terminal here at the Port of Baltimore. We know that several tugboats have surrounded the vessel and are moving at a glacial pace at about 1 mile an hour as they move to try to make sure the integrity of the vessel stays intact. And of course, the safety of those on board as well as around the vessel is also key there. We know that it went through a series of checks and checklists, if you will, to make sure that they would be able to get this boat back buoyant and to make sure that it moved down the Patapsco River here in Baltimore as quickly and as safely as possible. We know from there this investigation will continue in terms of getting to the bottom of exactly how this happened in terms of the collision with the Key Bridge. It's been nearly 8 weeks since that happened on March 26th. Now, for the first time, if you look behind me, it is actually clear. And this is the first time that we have not seen the Dali in terms of the wreckage that has been caused by that collision for the first time. And so we will see ultimately what happens moving forward. We are expected to hear from Governor Wes Moore of Maryland a little later on this afternoon. He was on site as well as other top officials to talk about exactly what they saw during this removal process. This is something that has been underway, if you will, in terms of the planning for this for some time now, and then the implementation of the actual removal process began early this morning. The boat moved at about 7 o'clock or so this morning and is now close to being put at that marine terminal.
You mentioned the people on board. The crew is still on board, right? They've been stuck on this ship for a couple of months now.
That's right, and that is for several reasons. Because they have to stay with the ship, and it's also a part of the investigations that are going on into why this vessel hit the bridge in the first place, not only by the FBI, but the NTSB as well. We should mention that members of the NTSB have made their way onto the vessel to try to see exactly what went wrong. We know that, at least according to their preliminary investigation and report that was put out a few days ago, that they said that there was at least 4 outages, 2 of which happened while the vessel was at the port, and then 1 happened when it was about 3 ship lengths away from the bridge, and then another 1 ship length away from the bridge that actually prevented the crew from being able to operate the rudder and steering of said vessel. Of course, unfortunately hitting that bridge and leading to the death of those 6 construction workers. And so we know that there will be an ongoing investigation on multiple fronts on that part of all of this. We know that the NTSB chair testified before members of Congress just last week to say that to get to the bottom of the electrical issues, the electrical grid issues on this vessel will be key in terms of this investigation as well. And so still a long way to go here, but optimism, if you will, from Governor Wes Moore, who said just yesterday that he was looking to get this port opened up by the end of this month. A lot logistically that still has to go into that. If you take into consideration how big this is, we're talking about 700 feet wide, 50 feet deep. And there's a lot of debris that needs to be clear when you look at the bottom of a vessel and the actual ground. There's about a 12-inch to an 18-inch sort of clearance, if you will, that needs to be cleared. And as of right now, it still isn't complete up until this point, but we still have about 2 weeks to go. We'll see what the governor has to say later on this afternoon.
All right. Skyler Henry, thank you so much, Skyler.